Hey friends, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Alexis. I'm a board certified dermatologist, and in today's video you'll actually notice that I am surrounded by different microneedling devices. So we're going to go through some of the in-clinic options, but also some safe at-home options to really help you optimize your skin health and reach those skincare goals. I am very critical about at-home microneedling, but there is one exception to this, and this is at-home micro-infusion microneedling treatment systems. So I have to introduce you to this one. This is the Qure micro-infusion treatment system. Guys, this is such a game changer, and I'm so excited that they reached out to partner with me in this video so that I could learn all about the system and tell you guys all about it. So let's back up a little bit. What is microneedling? It's also known as collagen induction therapy or percutaneous collagen induction. It's basically when tiny, small, sterile needles, thinner than your eyelash, are inserted into your skin to create microchannels. Now, the needles can be various depths, anything from 0.2 all the way up to 8 millimeters. Now, this is because different parts of the body have different thicknesses. So around the eyes, you might be looking for a 0.2 millimeters, and somewhere on the body, so thicker skin, maybe really stubborn stretch marks, you might be looking at an 8 millimeter microneedling device. And then it can actually further be broken down into different categories based on whether or not it is a cold device or a heated device. So a cold device would be something more like your traditional skin pin or your derma pin, the old school derma rollers. And then there's actually more of the heated devices, so those that have energy behind them, like a radio frequency microneedling device. All of these devices repeatedly puncture the skin, with the main goal being inducing collagen production through micro injuries in the skin. This will induce a wound healing cascade. So cell signaling, which releases growth factors in the lower parts of the skin, inhibits collagen and elastin production. Microneedling is one of the most in-demand aesthetic treatments right now, and for really good reason. It can help with things like improving your skin tone and texture, promoting a brighter skin tone, helping with fine lines and wrinkles by helping to stimulate collagen. It's actually really good for scarring, and it can treat some of those stubborn concerns like tackling eye bags or festoonings, that fluid-filled pouch that tends to happen in this area of the face. It can even help with skin laxity. So sometimes when we have the babies and our skin stretches around our abdomen, it's a little looser than we want it to be. So it can really help with tightening that up. But did you know that microneedling actually can be used for medical conditions too? So different types of alopecia or hair loss. It can be really helpful for hyperhidrosis, so excessive sweating, and it's fantastic for melasma. You may have seen me actually use microneedling in various different melasma treatments throughout the videos that I've done. You can also think of microneedling as a way of drug delivery therapy or ingredient delivery therapy. This is because those micropunctures actually serve as a way to deliver active ingredients or medications deeper into the skin through the channels that are actually created by the needles. And this way they are actually being more precise in where that medication is getting, and it can exhibit a more potent effect. Now, this is actually my favorite way to use tranexamic acid with melasma patients. This is also seen with the vampire facial, which is when platelet-rich plasma is applied to the skin following microneedling. And the best part is that it's all minimally invasive with little to no downtime. So one of the questions that I get asked the most on social media as well as in my office is whether or not microneedling is actually safe for skin of color. And yes, it definitely is. It's actually one of the best ways to get a healthier, more youthful, glowing, radiant complexion. However, you do need to choose a microneedling method that truly respects the melanin pigment. Not all of them do. So let's make sure to go through the different devices that I do and do not recommend, especially for melanin-rich skin. So when you have melanin-rich skin, your melanocytes are more easily triggered. They're stimulated a lot easier than others, which makes us more prone to things like hyperpigmentation following any signs of irritation or injury. You do have to be more cautious, but that does not exclude melanin-rich skin from doing cosmetic procedures. And if you are interested in doing some of the microneedling procedures we're going to talk about today, I've listed a resource down below for you so that you can find the right provider. Let's start with breaking down microneedling performed in a clinic setting. Now, if you're considering in-office microneedling procedure, even more important than the device is the person who is performing the procedure on you, right? The person behind the device matters the most. So please, please, please do your research. Again, I have listed resources down below for you. You want to make sure that the professional doing your microneedling has extensive experience in your skin type, your skin tone, and your skin concern. So let's start with the heated devices, and definitely one of my top 3 favorite procedures done in the office is radio frequency microneedling. So this combines radio frequency energy with microneedling so that you're not just causing the skin healing response from the micropunctures, but you're delivering the heat through the tips to those microneedles as well. So the effect is more powerful. The beauty of radio frequency energy is that it is colorblind, meaning that the target or the chromophore is not melanin, making it safe for even the deepest of skin tones. So heat is basically generated by the radio frequency energy, which denatures collagen and then stimulates something called heat shock proteins, which are incredibly efficient at helping remodeling scarring and stimulating collagen. And because this energy is actually delivered deep down into the skin, it minimizes the need for excessive downtime and again, safe for those with deeper skin tones. Now with my melasma patients, I actually still use the same device, but I turn off the heat or radio frequency component and just use the channels to help deliver those actives or the ingredients into the skin, because you really don't want to deliver any unnecessary heat ever in melasma if you don't have to. Now moving on to cold devices, with the most traditional and most recognized one being the derma roller. So this is the manual device that is shaped like a cylinder and has the little spikes or needles rolling out of it, and the needles basically will cause micro injuries on the skin as it's rolling or dragging across the skin. I am not a fan of derma rollers in clinic, especially for skin of color or at home. You could have the very best technique, but because of the nature of how a derma roller is made and the way that it actually has to be dragged across the skin, it causes unnecessary trauma, scrapes, nicks, cuts on the skin that can lead to unnecessary irritation, hyperpigmentation, and scarring. I just think that in 2024, there are much better methods, especially for skin of color, in inducing collagen. So what's more commonly used in a dermatology or a clinical setting now is an electrical microneedling pen. This device has a lot more precision and control than a derma roller device because you control how fast it goes. You can also control how deep the needles are going. And because the mechanism of this device is an in and out motion as opposed to a dragging across motion, you get a much more consistent and controlled amount of depth every time you use this device. So I highly recommend using more of an electrical microneedling pen with a stamping motion as opposed to a derma roller. So devices like the skin pen or the derma pen, other electrical microneedling pens that work in a similar fashion, I highly recommend. I think it's a fantastic way to really help with boosting your skincare goals and achieving some of those benefits that we talked about. However, I'm not a fan of using this type of device at home either. And the reason is because I have seen so many terrible infections and scars come from using at-home devices like this. Remember that your skin barrier is literally there to keep the bad stuff out and keep the good stuff in. And when you're using devices like this, it's very hard to do it in a completely sterile environment in your home. So I would say that this device really needs to be left up to the professionals in the office. So now onto one of my favorite combinations for a beautiful, quick glow up. This is what we call the Botox facial, and this is basically a micro-infusion, micro-needling treatment. You basically use a glass vial that has little gold needles on it, and you can infuse different things into the skin. This is something that I've been doing for over 6 years now in my practice. Let's say you have a huge event coming up and you just want that beautiful, glowy, glass-like skin. You can infuse a little bit of Botox and hyaluronic acid into the skin with this micro-infusion, microneedling treatment system and have a Botox facial. This is going to give you true glass skin because it minimizes your pores, like you literally look poreless, and it just gives the skin such a beautiful radiant glow. So if you have something coming up, you cannot afford to have any downtime, this is a fantastic treatment. I also really like to do infusions for melasma or hyperpigmentation with this as well, because you can put different concoctions like glutathione, tranexamic acid, kojic acid, other tyrosinase inhibitors into the system, and then that can be infused into the skin. And I've actually shown that being done in my hyperpigmentation series that I did a few years back. I absolutely love it. Many other dermatologists love it too, and it's very customizable because you can put different treatment serums into the micro-infusion system and give patients a very customized treatment. So the beauty is that you can actually safely do this at home. So yes, I am very critical when it comes to at-home microneedling, but this is that one exception, and it is the Qure Micro-Infusion Microneedling Treatment System. It allows you to actually do a micro-infusion microneedling treatment safely at home. Thank you so much to Qure for partnering with me on this video and introducing me to this pretty exciting treatment option. You can get a clinical treatment at home safely and conveniently, and we're going to go through everything this system has to offer. So the Qure Micro-Infusion Stamping Device offers a safe and effective solution for a variety of different skin conditions, but it is particularly beneficial for those with melanin-rich skin. As we already stated, we're more prone to irritation and hyperpigmentation from other treatments, and so I love that we have a safe and effective method. What stuck out the most to me about this system is that you get the same key advantages of using a microneedling, micro-stamping device at home as the same reasons that it drew me to bringing it into my clinic. When I'm treating skin of color patients, I am looking for minimal risk of irritating, upsetting, and stimulating melanocytes or pigment cells because I never want to cause hyperpigmentation. I'm often treating hyperpigmentation. I don't want to cause more hyperpigmentation. So I was drawn to this device because of the fact that it really minimizes the risk of causing any adverse events, because that stamping method is just so precise, and now you can actually do that at home. That is the reason why you're hearing me actually recommend this micro-infusion device for at home. You know I am so cautious when I talk about doing any type of at-home treatment, and I love the fact that it is super hygienic. So the Qure micro-infusion system is going to come in this glass vial, and then it comes with a hygienic cap, and once you twist it off, you'll see that there are actually 20 24-karat gold-plated titanium surgical needles. And every single time, guys, this is going to come in its own sterile package for the one-time use, and then you will dispose of it. So you truly are minimizing the risk of infection, which is one of the biggest culprits when it comes to home microneedling. It's why you hear so many derms highly recommend against it, because guess who the patient goes to once they've gotten an infection on their face? Their dermatologist. So we see the other end of these at-home DIYs, and a lot of times it is due to an infection. This helps to truly minimize that risk, but still gives you a really nice, safe, effective, cost-efficient treatment at home, right? This is going to cost you a fraction of the price that it would cost you to come to my office to do a micro-infusion treatment. And what I really like is that they do come with their own serums. So there are ampules, and you will choose the serum or the ampule based off of your specific skin concerns. They really have it broken down into two categories here. So there is the rejuvenating one, and then there is the hydro-soothing serum concentrate. So based off of what you're trying to address would be the serum that you would choose. The rejuvenating serum contains epidermal growth factor and also vitamin B3 niacinamide. The hydro-soothing serum contains beta-glucans that penetrate deeper into the surface of the skin. Qure really didn't miss a beat. These serums are formulated to be non-irritating, they are fragrance-free, and they are packed with ingredients that actually make a difference in your skin. Think about this. Your stratum corneum is basically the top layer of your skin, right? It is your skin barrier. It's what keeps the bad stuff out and the good stuff in. It's basically your gatekeeper. So when you put topical creams on, they have a very difficult time of penetrating your stratum corneum or that upper layer of skin, to your skin barrier. It's doing a good job. It's supposed to keep stuff out. It's why all of these different companies are coming up with the various technologies, and you hear words like encapsulation. We're always trying to figure out the areas where they can actually deliver even more potent effects. The Qure system, it's actually safely breaching your stratum corneum, creating those little channels as the needles are actually going through the skin, and then delivering those active ingredients down to the predetermined depth of 0.5 millimeters, where they're going to exhibit more potent effects. So we love this. We always want a little bit more from our skincare. This is a great way to get it. And as a busy mama, I love a product that is easy, efficient, and convenient to use. This whole system takes no more than 5 minutes to complete, and it can be done every 2 to 4 weeks. And I love the fact that there is nothing to disinfect because every time you start with a fresh needle tip. All right, guys, I'm going to take you into my bathroom and show you how we put this kit together and how I use it. So first things first, you're going to open up the chamber of the device and fill it up with 1 ampule of your choice of serum. Twist it to close it tightly. Next, you're going to leave it upside down for about a minute or 2. And then during this time, I like to thoroughly cleanse my face, make sure that I'm removing any leftover sunscreen or makeup. And then of course, you want to make sure that your hands in the treatment area are clean and dry before you move on to the next step. You'll want to start at the midline or the central face towards your nose, and then gradually work outwards to cover the full face, remembering to stamp with a 50% overlap. For the final step, you'll want to take any leftover serum and pat it on your face and neck. Leave it overnight to improve the absorption of the skin enhancing ingredients. That's it, guys. It's truly that easy, and it's definitely 5 minutes or less. The Qure Micro-Infusion system is a great addition to any healthy skincare journey. Now, everybody's microneedling post-treatment skincare routine is going to look a little different, but most importantly, you want to make sure that you are using gentle products, gentle cleansers, gentle moisturizers. You're not looking for anything that's going to be heavily fragranced that could potentially cause irritation, and sunscreen is an absolute must. For me in clinic, I usually tell patients to avoid active ingredients, and we send them home with a post microneedling care kit. If you're using something like the Qure system and you have very sensitive skin, I would definitely say keep it very, very, very light and easy, especially following the night of treatment and the following day. Please, please, please wear your sunscreen. And microneedling is a fantastic treatment, but it's not right for everyone. So if you're experiencing active acne, an eczema flare, a rosacea flare, definitely hold off on microneedling. If you're not sure if microneedling is for you, if you have keloid prone skin, make sure that you talk to a dermatologist before you start microneedling and explain your entire history to them. If you have conditions that can potentially spread with microneedling, like psoriasis, then you definitely do not want to microneedle. So make sure that you talk with your doctor before you start microneedling. Safety first, as always. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have any additional questions, and let me know what you want to see next time. Be well.